Hey everyone, and welcome back to Permission Slip Granted, where we dive into the real, the raw, and the often unspoken parts of life. If you're new here, welcome to our family. 4 certified Shetty life coaches.
What is coaching versus therapy?
Someone choose a coach over a therapist.
Why would I need a coach? I already have done therapy.
We have the power to decide and to become a better version of ourselves.
Coaching empowers us to take that shape and change it to how we want it to be.
Be able to choose how we're thinking about our perception of our reality.
In order to move forward, to make conscious choices to become who we want to be. Personally, when I think of going to a therapist, I think of unpacking trauma.
And work through reframing and changing the mindset.
It's important to get on that first call and don't let one tainted experience taint all of us. We are collaborating with you to figure out how to do
Letting
that.
something define you versus having it shape how you move forward. Those are two very different
It's
things.
really hard to change those thoughts about ourselves. So that's where coaching comes in.
There is a coach within, I think, in almost every person.
Today, we're tackling a topic that so many of us get asked as certified life coaches. If you've ever wondered, do I need a coach or a therapist? Or what's the difference anyway? You're in the right place. We are breaking down what each path offers so you can decide what feels best for you and your next step forward. Whether you're looking for healing, growing, or a bit of both, we've got you covered. All right, let's get into it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Permission Slip Granted. This week, we're going to be chatting a little bit about something near and dear to our hearts, coaching. But we're going to specifically be pulling out what is coaching versus therapy, because we hear this a lot from different angles of, oh, I'm already in therapy, so I don't need a coach. Or why would I need a coach? I already have done therapy. So we want to unpack that a little bit and hopefully provide some clarity to y'all. So, all right, ladies, who wants to start?
Yeah, I think that was a beautiful intro. One of the things that come to mind for me is honestly, like I've had people ask that exact question. Why would I need one without the other? And it's not that we're saying one is without the other. They can go cohesively together to complement each other. Therapy really focuses on past healing and trauma, where coaching is really forward thinking, future, present, bringing awareness to where you are today to get you where you wish to go in the future. And it's a guide, it's literally just guiding through questions, through introspective, internal reflection.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think what I would also add there, having been someone who's gone through a lot of trauma and dealt with that in therapy, when I've gone through coaching, that stuff has come up, but we don't dive into it deeply, right? I'm providing enough details to my coach about the overall situation to explain where I've been, where I'm at currently, and how that has been shaping my forward movement. So then we can work through reframing and changing the mindset for moving forward. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that piece.
Yeah, I really like that you talk about the mindset and reframing, because that's, as coaches, I think that is what we're trying to get you to do in general, is to be present in your now, to be able to choose how we're thinking about our perception of our reality. Where I really feel that therapy is that healing piece that as coaches, we provide healing, but we can't do the diagnosing, we can't do the labeling, that kind of stuff. But what we can do is just help you become more aware of where you are currently today.
Yeah. Sydney, you want to drop something in?
Yeah. Something that came to mind was, some people say, we are a culmination of all the things that have happened to us in the past, or everything that has happened to us in the past kind of shapes our lens and how we see the world. People say that in the past, how we have experienced the past is what shapes our future. But in coaching, we help with deciding who we want to be today in order to move forward, to make conscious choices to become who we want to be in this moment and moving forward.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I'm hearing correctly. So what you're saying is therapy helps us see how the past shaped us. However, Coaching empowers us to take that shape and change it to how we want it to be. Yes?
Right. I don't think that the past defines who we are.
Mm.
It's who we decide today to become who we want to be in this moment. Like we always have the choice to change who we are. You know, we are not what happened to us in the past. We are not all the things that all the things that people have said to us or the things that we've thought of ourselves in the past. We have, like you said, reframing. We have the power to decide and to become a better version of ourselves.
Yeah, and I just want to add a layer of that is what we're doing. We are collaborating with you to figure out how to do that. Because
Mhm.
I think like when you're so trapped in these thoughts of this is who I am because this is what has happened to me, it's really hard to change those thoughts about ourselves. So that's where coaching comes in and really pushes you to think, well, why and dig and deep, get to that root. So then you can pull it out and decide what you're going to do with it. It's like, I'm either going to put it back or I'm going to completely change it, get rid of it, throw it to the side, or we're going to put it in a different pot and nurture it over here, you know? So there's things that we can do as coaches with the tools that we have to help individuals do that. So unless anybody wanted to follow up, I have a question.
I really quick, I wanted to just say, I love that Sydney used the word talking about define and shaping, because I think a lot of people think those are the same, but letting something define you versus having it shape how you move forward, those are two very different things. And I think when you go to therapy, you typically, a person enters feeling defined by their past, and hopefully through the process of therapy, it comes to this place of that shaped me, that changed and affected my life, but it doesn't define me. And that's where coaching then picks up. I just wanted to kind of paint that picture.
Yeah, I actually like that you segued into that because my question for you ladies is when should someone choose a coach over a therapist?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Do you want to go first, Sydney?
Oh, well, so many people go to therapy for many different reasons. I personally, when I think of going to a therapist, I think of unpacking trauma or a bad situation, or maybe just going in for a mental check to make sure that your thoughts are clear. Um, but when I think of coaching or, you know, searching for a coach, I think of, hmm, I want to do this with my life, but I don't know how to get there. So maybe I need to seek guidance and someone who is good at guiding someone or good at that certain niche that I'm trying to move forward in. That's where I would go and seek a coach instead of a therapist.
Yeah. I would add in there that, thinking about my own experience, I would not have been ready for a coach when I first started therapy because of the things that had shaped my journey, right? They were fairly deep rooted, intense, high level trauma events. And so I needed the time first
Mm.
to heal from that. So I'd say probably the first 4 or 5 years of therapy. I think I've been in therapy, I've been seeing my therapist now for about 8 years. Those first 5-ish years were really doing a lot of healing. And after that, because she is a therapist and a coach, we shifted a little bit more to a combination of both, right? But then on top of that, I also have coaches that I see like once a month ish. I have a couple that I work with in addition to that. But yeah, I'd say around, at least for me, it took about 5 years. That's not a yardstick for everybody to gauge. But I think
Yeah.
when what was going on with my mental health is the depression lifted significantly around that same time. And so if you find yourself experiencing depression and have more of that weighed down because of the events that have happened in your life, that may not be the ultimate time to choose both, right? Definitely do some healing, but as you continue forward, when you begin to have that lift of the depression, of the heaviness, that might be a good time to figure out,
Yeah.
to at least evaluate, would I find a coach helpful as well as I can while I continue to heal with my therapy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bottom line and hear what I tell you guys what I heard out of that. So we're gonna choose a therapist when you're looking for healing and processing when it comes to mental health. And then with coaching is going to be more for specific goals, improving mindset, ready to take actionable steps. Would you say that that is what I heard?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are we in
I just
agree? Say I. No.
I just a little snippet because like
Yeah.
my autistic like
No, I love that you
right
do that for us so much. I
I
appreciate that.
want to make sure that people who hear that don't think that there's no processing that happens within coaching because
Oh,
there's so much where I
yeah.
thought XYZ had been totally healed and it had been healed,
Yeah.
but it hadn't been shifted yet in my mind frame. And so there was some major like processing that I go away from coaching sessions with. So I just kind of want to throw that out there.
No, totally. I was more like thinking like processing with like clinical support.
Yes, yes. I just wanted to like,
That,
yeah,
yeah, no, definitely. There's one of the things that I like that you brought up here is there's definitely going to be unpacking of past because you have to get to the root that's going to bring you to the awareness to the present today to make that choice to change,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So, ladies, is there anything else that you guys want to just add on top of here before we wrap up?
I think there's a coach in everyone.
Mm.
When everyone looks within into it, to a certain extent, like you have something to offer the world. And whether you know it or not, like you've probably been in a coach's shoes before. And we all need one at some point. So I say that to empower you that, maybe if you're watching this and you know, you don't have a purpose or you feel like you may not have a purpose, like you've more than likely been a coach to someone, to a friend, to a family member, or just to somebody at a grocery store, just passing by. So there is a coach within, I think, in almost every person.
Yeah, and I would follow up and say there is a coach for everyone, right?
Mhm.
Both are true. That just like with a therapist where you have to try it out and make sure it's a good fit, right? I
Right.
don't love the word chemistry because for me, I feel like societally that has been placed so much with sexual and romantic relationships, but that's what's happening, the vibing, right?
Mhm.
You will have to make
Yeah.
sure it's a good fit for you to feel safe enough to open up to a therapist and do the healing. The same is true with a coach. If you do not connect with a coach, if you do not feel the vibe, if you do not feel motivated, inspired, then that might not be the coach for you. And so that's why we offer that introductory session to try
Mhm.
and get a feel both from our perspective to make sure we vibe with the client, but to allow the client as well to feel like do they vibe with us. And don't be afraid to ask for referrals if you don't feel like that's the right coach for you. Don't spend your money on something that's not the right fit because then you're not going to get what you're looking for and the experience is going to be like, well, coaching sucks, when in
Mhm.
reality it just wasn't the best fit. So ask your coach that you're not vibing with, hey, I don't feel like this is really the best fit for me. Do you have anybody who can help with, and then be able to identify, are you looking for somebody to challenge you more, are you looking for somebody with a specific niche, right? Those would be my other pointers that I would add.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually like that you followed up with that because I was just going to say, like, how do you know how to choose a coach? And I also like the referral program. Coaches have therapists that we can refer to, and some therapists will refer you to a life coach at certain stages of your healing journey,
Yeah,
of your action forward journey. So we work tandem into together. I mean, counselors is another thing that we can talk about and unpack at another time, but I think it's very important to understand that you have autonomy in your path forward. You have a choice how you choose to heal and how you choose to progress forward. We're simply here as three coaches in this room right now. We're missing our other girl, Hillary. But when you're in a room with us, you have access to four different styles, four different journeys, and four different styles. Like we're all of us have something different that we bring to the table. And that is true for any coach. So when you're going to choose a coach, it's super important to get on that first call and don't let one tainted experience taint all of us because we're not all the same level of accreditation. We're not all the same level of experience. And I've had clients that say, like, I get on the discovery calls and they're like, wow, you actually care. Yes, some of us actually care and some are pretending to care to make the money, So just be wise when you make your choice. And those first introductory calls are super important. So show up for yourself and just choose yourself. And yeah, we look forward to this journey. Like if
Yeah.
you want to stick around and hear some more from 4 certified Shetty life coaches.
Yeah. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Spotify and follow us there. All of our, we each have our own Instagram account. So Kristen is Level Up with Kristen. Sydney is The Mustard Mindset. I am Transform Connections Coaching. And Hillary, who can't be here right this moment, is Emerald Life Coaching or Emerald Life Coach.
Emerald Life Coaching.
Coaching.
Emerald Life
Okay.
Coaching.
Emerald Life Coaching. So feel free to follow us. And that way you can stay up to date on different things that we offer, things like workshops and, one-on-one coaching. So yeah, just find us and keep following us.
Yes. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, ladies.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
To wrap things up, here's a few quick takeaways. Coaching is about forward motion. Therapy is going to help you process where you've been. Need a roadmap? Coaching guides you to the goal. Therapists help you heal and understand. When you're ready to take action, coaching is your game plan. Therapy is where you unpack and process. Not that you don't process during coaching, because that will come up. Craving empowerment? Coaching pushes boundaries. Therapy offers a safe space to heal. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Reach out on social media or through our website, permissionslipgranted.com. Thank you for joining us on this journey of growth and self-discovery. Until next time, take care and remember, you've got this.